United by their heart for the Holy Land, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his wife Sarah Netanyahu, and faith leader Paula Kaine join us for a powerful and timely discussion.
And hosted by my wife herself, they take a deeper look into the spiritual weight surrounding Israel's future and the importance of God's covenant with Abraham, a promise that connects both Judaism and Christianity. You'll also get a rare glimpse into the personal lives of the Prime Minister and his wife while hearing their heart for the nation going forward.
This evening, I have the distinct honor of introducing our esteemed panel of guests, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, First Lady Sarah Netanyahu, and my dear friend, Pastor Paula Kaine. Well, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is the longest-serving prime minister in the history of Israel, having held office off and on for a total of 18 years. Under his leadership, Israel has faced and overcome unprecedented challenges, including the horrific October 7th massacre, the deadliest attack on Jews since the Holocaust. Of course, this led to a multi-front war across 7 theaters, and most recently, he led what many are calling one of the most successful military campaigns in Israel's history, Operation Rising Lion. It struck a decisive blow against Iran's nuclear capabilities. Please join me in welcoming Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
We must fight for our common values. We must stand up for the truth. And by standing up for the truth, you stand up with Israel. And you stand with the Jewish people against this abomination of falsehoods. We can win this war exactly as we win the Seven Front War. And I thank you for your support. I want to address also the ambassadors who are here. Your countries have strong Christian communities and a strong bond with this too. And I want to thank you for your support, and the many, many, many millions around the world who voiced support for Israel during our great battles here. We haven't finished, but we're winning, and we'll continue to win. But the main thing that I want to stress is the importance of winning the battle for truth. And that is a battle that we fought even as we speak now. Israel is presented as though we are applying a campaign of starvation in Gaza. What a bold-faced lie. There is no policy of starvation in Gaza, and there is no starvation in Gaza. We enable humanitarian throughout the duration of the war to enter Gaza, otherwise there would be no Gazans. And what has interdicted the supply of humanitarian aid is one force, Hamas. Again, the reversal of truth. Hamas robs, steals this humanitarian aid, and then accuses Israel of not supplying it. Well, we've enabled the amount required by international law to come in. There are hundreds and hundreds of trucks loaded with tons. So far, we've supplied 1.9 million tons of food since the beginning of the war, almost 2 million tons. And now we have hundreds of trucks that are waiting on the Gazan side of the Kerem Shalom crossing. And it's international organizations, some of them very well intended. And it's the UN too. Food that they purchased. And we said, go ahead, deliver it. And they say we can't because combat is going on. And we say, yes, we're combat, we'll fight. Where we're fighting, we'll continue to fight. But there are safe corridors. You can bring the food to anywhere you want. That is not a problem. So we've just announced that formally. Here are safe corridors. And the UN has no excuses left. No excuses left. Stop lying. Stop finding excuses. Do what you have to do and stop accusing Israel deliberately of this egregious falsehood. There is no starvation in Gaza, no policy of starvation in Gaza, and I assure you that we have a commitment to achieve our war goals. We'll continue to fight till we achieve the release of our hostages and the destruction of Hamas's military and governing capabilities, they shall be there no more. We shall not have any more of these massacres. We shall not have any more of these monstrosities. We stand for human freedom and human life, and that is not commensurate with Hamas or with Iran, other Iranian proxies. We have fought this battle together. We shall win it together. And I want to assure you that we have great faith in your faith and in our faith. We have a common bond. It is strong. It is something that represents the vast majority of Americans and I would say just about all Israelis. And by the way, Jews and non-Jews alike, because we know that our standing together assures our common future. So I want to thank you on behalf of the State of Israel for everything that you're doing, and as the saying goes, for everything that you will do. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You know, many consider you to be one of the closest foreign leaders to President Trump. What do you think makes your relationship so strong, and why is it so important for America to continue to stand with Israel?
Well, I think we have more than a friendship. We have a bond of faith and national interest. I think we have a bond of destiny. It's a bond of understanding that we are living in times that can forge the future, that can safeguard our common free civilization. And I think President Trump has done wondrous things for us. You know, he recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital. You have to think, how could they not recognize it? For God's sake, King David declared it our capital 3,000 years ago. You think it'll be about time that others would recognize it. Well, for some reason they didn't, with some exceptions, by the way, important ones. But President Trump just did it. And then he moved the American embassy to Jerusalem. He just did it. And then he recognized our sovereignty over the Golan Heights. He just did that. And then he walked away from the disastrous Iran nuclear deal that paved Iran's path with gold, with hundreds of billions of dollars, basically allowing them to get nuclear weapons. And then we forged together the Abraham Accords, which brought peace with 4 Arab countries. And then we acted together against Iran. This comes from a deep, deep partnership, not only personal, but one that is both personal, but also national and also international. And I think that it comes back to those basic values that I described. And I think it's a very strong bond.
Yes.
And we have work to do. We haven't finished.
We hope you've been encouraged and inspired by this exclusive panel discussion.
It was an incredible honor to host Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, First Lady Sarah Netanyahu, and Pastor Paula White Kaine, and sharing this partnership between the Meaning Channel and Daystar. Together, we came as one so that we can share moments like this to bring hope, truth, and unity to the people of Israel and Christians around the world.
If this conversation has impacted you in any way, we would love to hear from you. Comment on our social media, call the number on your screen to speak to one of our prayer partners. And above all, please continue to pray for the peace of Jerusalem.